folks, hello and welcome back to Relaxing Woodshop. Of course, my name is David and it is a pleasure to be with you all. We are done. It is absolutely put together now. Now, sorry for a long delay in the videos. There's been a lot going on in the background with work getting done, because anybody who's been following the channel know we had a pretty bad oil leak. It is completely done. Everything's looking fantastic around the property as well as now in the workshop. So come along with me, we'll have a good tour of the place, and please give me your thoughts throughout and see what you think. Okay, so let's start over here. So as you can see, we have our foam wall, and I just realised that I'm missing a chisel. Have to look for that later. So it's great to have that, because you notice instantly you were missing stuff. So we've got our new Shoresburg table. I've spilled a wee bit of paint on it, so I probably can sand it down, but lovely layout for it. Very accessible. I'm in the corner out of the way when I'm doing projects like this and I can focus on it. And I've got these beautiful 3-tier lights. I do have the main light that can flood down to give myself a lot of viewing, but it's just nice to give myself an ambient. As people have been watching the show, you know we have our beautiful bandsaw. This is a charnwood bandsaw. I almost forgot what it was called there. And as you can see, it's about 5 foot tall. Sorry, it's about 7 foot tall, so it is a bit taller. And yeah, so it sits nicely in the middle of the room so I can move it and get in cuts. At the back, this is just for decorative purposes. I put the soundproof board from a spur that I had just to break up the backing of the board. So it is just to kind of give it a wee bit of more, I don't know, aesthetically pleasing. Is that a good word to use? Okay guys, so as you know, everybody says they have a favourite part in the workshop. A lot of people say there's no such thing. Yes, there is, and this is mine. So I have my leather lever chair. It's a great place for me to sit with a fire lit, because we're in Northern Ireland, so you have the fire lit most of the year. With a wee with a wee pen and paper, and working out your next project. It's just lovely. It's like a wee cozy corner. It really is cozy. Although the fire's not lit and it's pouring out of the heavens, and we're now in the second week in June, and I think it's 9 degrees outside, so that's good. As you can see, we have the Ryobi wall above me, so should I need to grab any tools, it is there, and they're all very handy to get. That really didn't change much from the original job, because I love that wee bit above there, so it is. So for people who've been watching the build of the shop, they know that these units here are combined of everything that I've been doing. So we have IKEA cupboards and doors. Then I have my own spacers where I've installed my wee boxes, which are very handy to have, so I can get access to everything. They then installed it, I can't remember the name of the wood now, but it was a beautiful type of ply, but it wasn't standard ply, it was quite expensive ply. Chinese red, or something like that, I can't remember now, but anyway, and then I put a wee laminate over the top of it to keep it, and then put wee trims. They've been doing great. It really is a solid top. And then of course it will hold my tools, and then access to more of my tools on the wall. Now this is the longest bit of the workshop, and so this is where we installed the miter station. I must admit, it's a beautiful wee section of the shop, so it is, because we've got the lovely wee old style down lamps, and we'll have the twin workshop stations again. Then I split the section to allow for this phenomenal saw. If anybody hasn't seen one of these in action, or you haven't been watching my videos, highly recommend you see one of these in action. We were doing railway sleepers last week, single cuts straight through, full-size railway sleepers, didn't even notice it, so it is a phenomenal piece of kit. It's connected to the vacuum cleaner, which is in here, so I can switch it on, switch it off, and then obviously when I'm running it, should something go wrong, I have the kick plate at the bottom, which will switch it off. Now, fingers crossed nothing like that happens, but if I'm just working with something I'm not happy, it's just a matter of kicking to stop it. Then we've got from all the previous workshop our wee nuts and bolts and screws buckets. I put a wee thing to label the top of them, so I need to get a few wee labels for them there, so I do. And then some of the wee bits of working equipment and things like that. Now, I don't know with the lighting that I've set up, but hopefully you'll be able to see. Morty's still here in his car that we built. So anybody wants to see how to do a hot rod soapbox type car, please have a look at that one. That was good fun. That one there got us over 40,000 views, so I was very happy with that one. So we have over here my Laguna. This is, I would want to say this is my favourite tool, and to be fair, it is. I'm a big fan of wood turning. I should be doing more of it. Hopefully now that we're back in and settled, I'll be able to get to do more of it. But this is just so many things you can do, and this pulse drive and all in it, it's just phenomenal. It does everything that I can possibly think of and more. I'm not saying I'm a professional, but when you see some of the stuff that people are pulling out the turning, it's just beautiful. So it is. So that would be my favourite tool in the workshop. Also possibly the heaviest by far tool. But I highly recommend, if anybody's looking into one, this is one to definitely put onto their short list. And actually what I'll probably do is I'll do a 1 year review. I've probably had about a year and a half now, so it's about time I just let people know exactly how I've been getting on with it. So that might be one to watch. Now, basically mirror imaging the table on the other side. We have the same table, 4 units, double stacked deep. And then I have the bits and bobs that I can store my bits in, and bobs. We have 2 more picture frame foam walls. Haven't installed that one yet, so we'll get stuff onto that. And then I've done a wee bit of my Ryobi tools there. Guys, they are fantastic because people that are doing have workshop that are doing it for a bit of pleasure as well as work. It's nice to be able to have your tools on display because you work hard to buy them and keep them, so they're nice to have, and they're so accessible because I can walk in and I am mustered for walking about with tape measures and find 3 are gone. So being able to have it and then put it away again just like that, no hassle. This bit here, I left a gap behind. I was going to extend the table back, but then I thought, what do you do with my long tools, with my long measuring equipment? No, so I have them all sitting there with the clamps and the bars and everything like that, so it's just handy to keep them at as well. This thing's been following me for the past 20 years, so I just had to install it for the sake. Meant to say, laser pecker, highly recommend them. They're not the most versatile because you can buy laser machines that engrave tens of thousands of pounds, but for something I think it's sub 400 quid, greatly laser engraver will do everything that you need it to do to mark your work as well. And then of course the Pro Edge by Sorbet, love it. It is fantastic. It will really sharpen. If you need one of your chisels sharpened, that is the sharpener for you. Okay guys, so now the roof, as people probably watching the previous videos, we put insulation in the roof, then we cladded it with PVC cladding, but it was always a mess. I'd stored everything up there and it really was a pain in the backside. So we took everything when everything had to come out. We then cleaned it and washed it all down, and then we have all the timber joists. So we sanded them back and then painted them black. So I'll let you have a wee look up there. Not only has the place had a full workover as people have been watching, I've also given you code, work bits looking good. Look. Not going to get caught out now with a sore toe. But the reason for coming down here is anybody that had been watching the videos knew the whole floor was dug down about 3.5, 4 feet, and then it was all backfilled, new concrete put in. But we invested with FlexiTime, and in one of my previous videos you actually saw me installing this amazing floor, and I mean that is an amazing floor. It is possibly the best investment that you'll never see practically being used, but it's always there doing its stuck work in the background. It keeps the place a wee bit quieter because of the insulation. No, you don't believe that, but it really does. It keeps the place a lot more dust free from the cement, as well. I find it ever so slightly softer on the foot, so there's a fancy name for that. I'll put the writing along the bottom because I can't remember what it's called. And then of course it also is much easier to clean, and it takes a whole lot of abuse. I've been asked by a few people to do a review, a 6-month review of the floor. I'm going to give it a wee bit longer because a lot of stuff was installed, as much as we're dragging stuff in and out, I haven't been walking about a huge amount in it. So we'll do a couple of projects and then we'll have a real good test on the floor as well. So what I'll do is, rather than bore you by just keep talking, I'll do a wee small montage, a wee small montage of just the different bits, and a lot of wee bits of detail that you don't see because it's a bit of a darker eye. I love dark academia. I'm not gonna, it's possibly my favourite layout. I think it's fantastic, and that's why I wanted to reflect that in the workshop. This is my dream workshop. Everybody will always say, ah, you'll get bored and you want more room. Well, yeah, but I can't afford it. So this is my dream workshop. I'm pretty much tooled out. There's no more room for bigger tools. There's no more, and so this will be the workshop for the foreseeable future. But what I want to do is just show you a few of the wee bits of detail, so you can see yourself that extra bit of work and that was put into the shop. Now that we're back into the shop, it's time to start doing a few projects. So our next project is going to be a beautiful antique style whiskey cabinet. Again, of course, we're going to make it out of bits that we have. And then we're also going to run with, after that, we might even do a humidor that some people have been asking me to have a go at. And it looks a bit more complicated because there's twin layers. But yeah, we'll have a go at it as well. So keep an eye on the show now. We're going to start getting back into getting videos out a wee bit more regularly. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time. I look forward to seeing this on the Relaxing Woodshop.